Hey guys, so BT here, and today we're going to be talking about why Sprint does not belong in Halo. I don't even know why it only plays out of the left headphone there. I just listened back to it, but guess that's what we're running with. But anyway, today I thought I'd do something different, something way different from what I'm used to. Now, of course, I'm doing a commentary on the one and only Harman Smith, but there were two videos I wanted to look at. However, the retardation from watching both of them was too much, so I decided to call in some special forces. So basically, it's now two retards laughing at one different retard. Today, we have another channel on the show today, and that is Kim Joshoon, as you might have picked up from the thumbnail and title. So there's actually two videos we're looking at today. First off, the one covered by me is Halo is dead and irrelevant, hence the Halo 2 gameplay in the background, to match the theme of the video. And next up is Doom Eternal is still a bad game, which will be covered by Josh most likely, unless something changes in the editing process. But anyway, prepare to lose brain cells with us. Once the Halo video is done, I will pass it off to Josh. What the fuck is he wearing? What the fuck is that? Oh my god. Oh my god. This is gonna be a great video, I can already tell.
It's hard to believe in this day and age that Halo, one of the juggernaut Xbox franchises from my youth, has sort of fallen off the wayside. It has been completely forgotten.
Actually, I couldn't disagree with you more on this. Halo is still pretty goddamn relevant, especially with Halo the Master Chief Collection coming out on PC. And also with it receiving a lot of support to tide us over until Infinite drops. Please, 343, give us Infinite news. I am begging you.
All those tie-in novels, all those machinima productions, a new Netflix series, I believe, a new game on the horizon, and no one gives a shit.
What he was saying before my editor fucking cut it off was that no one gives a shit about Halo Infinite, which honestly isn't true at all. For one, each trailer for Halo Infinite that was dropped a while ago, and there's been no trailers since, but whatever, that's not part of it. Basically, those have 8 million views at the most, with the least being about like 800k views, which is still pretty damn good for a game that is supposedly quote-unquote dying.
Shit. At this point in time, The Legend of Zelda had established itself as one of the best video game series of all time. 25 years in, Twilight Princess.
But I thought we were talking about why Halo is dead and irrelevant, not why Legend of Zelda is so popular. Which is not to say that game is dog shit, because it's not. It's pretty damn good. Alright, so skip forward a bit in the video because he just won't shut the fuck up about Legend of Zelda for a bit. But anyways, let's get back to the rest of it.
Great stellar games all around. Halo peaked at Halo 2. It peaked with the introduction of online play. And I do think this is the reality behind Halo and its popularity.
Yeah, dude. Online play is the only reason why Halo was good. Not the campaign, not the story, not the gunplay, not anything that Bungie had put in place. Just the online multiplayer, dude. Just the introduction of that. Like, deadass, I think a lot of players would disagree with you here. Like, campaign is the main reason I picked up Halo.
It wasn't a particularly compelling game. It wasn't well made. It wasn't engaging. It wasn't well balanced. It didn't have a good work. It didn't have an interesting world to explore.
Bruh, you literally described the exact opposite of what Halo is. Halo is pretty damn good in all of those categories, except maybe weapon balance given Halo 2, but other than that, it's had pretty solid balancing. Yes, even Halo 4.
The only thing that set Halo apart was that it was a new game on a more powerful piece of hardware, a new piece of generation hardware from a new developer, from a new console manufacturer that just happened to incorporate exciting new elements that were popular on this hardware.
Okay, so first off, the game wouldn't be considered any worse or any better if it was on other platforms. It's just another good game. Second off, Bungie was not a new developer. They had made other first-person shooters, which is another reason why people might have been excited for Halo Combat Evolved.
But unlike something like say, Ocarina of Time, which really took these mechanics, took these new ideas, took these new abilities, these new development techniques, and just created something like masterful with them. Halo was just a thing that came out, exploded in popularity, and quickly, by the time Halo 3 came out, fell by the wayside.
I feel like I don't even have to explain why the comparison of Ocarina of Time and Halo is a stupid comparison. They're two very, very different types of games. Ocarina of Time is an adventure fantasy game. Halo, on the other hand, is a military science fiction shooter. Also, there was still a lot of popularity for Halo when Halo Reach dropped and when Halo 4 and 5 dropped. Sure, Halo 4 and 5 fucking suck, especially in regards to how they handled the story, but they're not bad games, and they were certainly popular, like really popular.
Replaced by better, more interesting things that still did not quite measure up to what Nintendo was doing around the same time.
Again, Nintendo games that you're referring to and Halo are two very different types of games. Like, I think the closest they've come to replicating Halo is probably Metroid, and in all fairness, that's a pretty damn good game. But I feel like there's a bigger reason as to why Halo fell off than that.
It's remarkable to me, as someone who didn't play like a lot of first-person shooters growing up, how much better stuff like Doom is, the original Doom, how much better GoldenEye, Perfect Dark, Time Splitters 2 is. Like the wide range of first-person titles that are.
Holy shit, this guy struggles at speaking even more than I do, and if you heard me slur the word anyway at the beginning of the video, you'll know exactly what I mean. This dude slurred it way harder than that, holy shit. Also, Harman, I thought you didn't like Doom. What happened to that?
The wide range of first-person titles that are better than Halo is mind-blowing. Like, it makes me... Playing the Halo the Master Chief Collection on Xbox Game Pass, a collection of 5 games, should be this big console-selling deal. This is the same way that putting Super Mario 3D All-Stars on Switch was a huge deal.
Actually, it's funny that you mentioned that, because that's literally the exact reason why I bought Halo the Master Chief Collection with the Xbox One. And keep in mind, that's before it came to PC.
It isn't. Like, nobody cares for the campaign in Halo. It's not well made. It's not interesting.
What the fuck are you out of your damn mind?
I feel like this is one of the most brain-dead statements he's made today. Which is not abnormal for Harman Smith, as that's usually the highlight of his day, but whatever. Campaign is literally one of the defining parts of Halo. It's looked at as the Star Wars of gaming in a sense. Speaking of which, if this sequel trilogy doesn't end on a high note with Infinite, I'm gonna fucking cry.
It's not fun to play.
Then why is it looked at as one of the most popular shooters of all time? Bro, saying that Halo's gunplay isn't fun is like saying that Cyberpunk 2077 is a perfectly functioning game, which is no hate against that game, as I really like it. I was satisfied with it, but still. Cap level off the fucking charts.
It hasn't aged well. Meanwhile, I'm still playing Contra 3 and Wii Sports Resort. Like,
okay, first off, I'd say aged pretty damn well, especially in light of the other Halo games, and especially in light of the trends it's created. To say anything otherwise is just asinine in and of itself. And also, the comparison of Wii Sports and Halo is... I feel like I don't even have to describe how fucking brain dead that is. Oh my god.
Great games don't really age, but as it so happens, Halo was never a great game.
Yeah, dude, a game that captured everyone's attention back in 2001 with Combat Evolved, and then continued to do so for the next decade. Yeah, complete dogshit game, dude. Sure, it garnered an audience, but... I don't know, man. I can't think anymore. At this point, he's destroyed my fucking brain cells. I'm gonna pass the mic off to Josh now.
Okay, we're just gonna get this shit done because I really don't feel like editing right now, so let's just start the fucking video.
This is Cody Lee, author of Rabbit Hole and owner of blackcatbooks.org.
The fuck? I know I clown on Harman Smith's appearance a lot, but Jesus Christ, why does he record himself like that? It shows off his neckbeard in full glory. Jeez, it looks like he's fucking creaming himself. Probably thinking about Isabelle from Animal Crossing or something.
Doom Eternal is still a very, very bad game. I've gotten a lot of criticism in recent days. I'm not quite sure why.
I wonder why. Maybe it's because you criticize the game saying it's repetitive, when literally every game is repetitive in one way or another. Not to mention, he said in other videos, he said he likes Animal Crossing, when Animal Crossing is a million times more repetitive than Doom. Or maybe it's because you said the dash doesn't do anything, when if you actually played the game, you would realize that it makes the game a lot faster than Doom 2016. Or maybe it's because you played the game for, according to you, not even a full hour before you called it shit. And on top of all that, your gameplay was just complete dog shit from your streams. Like, don't get me wrong, I am complete shit at Doom, but like, you look at this dude's gameplay and he does not listen to anything the game tries to tell him.
Regarding this specific video I made regarding Doom Eternal and why I thought it was a bad game, why I knew it was a bad game, detailing my experiences with it, and upon looking back on that video, I don't regret a single thing I said. I was completely 100% spot on about everything.
Look, his last video on Doom is so bad that I don't even need to list everything that was wrong with that video. There are tons of other much better videos of people doing that. He literally just goes off on random rants like saying the enemies aren't fun to fight, the combat is worse than 2016, the story is worse than 2016. So much shit just thrown at a wall and not a single piece of evidence to back up his claims.
And I think the only people defending Doom Eternal now are just blind, nostalgia-blinded Doom fanboys.
Nope. The only other Doom game I've played is 2016, and I played that on the fucking Switch back in the summer of 2020, and I haven't played it again since. Like Resident Evil, I have no nostalgia bias towards the series. People have admitted to Ancient Gods 2 not being as good as it could have been. People acknowledge the bugs, while you, on the other hand, shill for Nintendo and try to protect them from any criticism they get. People don't like Switch Online? Well, at least you get to play 25-plus-year-old games on it. Thank God for that. People don't like the new Pokemon Snap. Obviously just Sony fanboys review bombing the game, of course. But yeah, it's the people who like Doom that are the fanboys.
Because Doom Eternal is a step down from 2016, which in and of itself wasn't all that great to begin with. And when a game is that poor, when like it's that low quality, why would I ever bother playing it, you know?
Because according to you from your Game Pass video, and these are your words not mine, you're supposed to be a game critic. So shouldn't you finish the games before you fucking review them? What are you, fucking IGN?
Know what I mean? Like, I'd much rather go back and play GoldenEye. I'd much rather go back and play Perfect Dark. Like, I'm having the same problem with the Master Chief Collection, actually. Is that, like, those games, in spite of being like legendary Xbox exclusives, right? The biggest franchise Xbox has ever had, is simply not that good. Like, I just simply can't stomach myself to play through this game when I could theoretically be doing something else. I could be reading manga that I enjoy, Berserk, Attack on Titan, Dead Man Wonderland.
And you could also be doing those things instead of making these god-awful videos.
I could be watching anime, Assassination Classroom, Legend of the Galactic Heroes, My Hero Academia, Dr. Stone. I could be reading Fight Club, Dracula, The Once and Future King, and I'm just throwing things out there that have been on my back burner. The reason I'm making this video is like to address the fact that due to my lifestyle, due to how much like high quality media I consume from Nintendo,
I wouldn't call Animal Crossing Amiibo Festival a high quality game. That's just me.
And other creators, I don't have time for mediocre games like Doom Eternal. Like, obviously the game is gonna have fans, right? Because there are people with like very low standards. Like, there are plenty of people who like
Doom have low standards. Right. You literally admitted in one of your videos to liking Metroid Other M. Jesus fucking Christ.
Marvel movies and things like that, right? There's nothing wrong with liking bad media in and of itself, but when you sort of present it in this way that like you have to enjoy it, you have to praise it, you have to support it.
It's not that, and you know it. If you were to just go on your video and say, I don't like Doom Eternal because it's just too hard or the gameplay doesn't really click with me, that's fine. I couldn't give a fuck. I love the Resident Evil games, but I know Griffin Gaming admitted not to liking them. I don't care. I still watch his content. Now, when you try to say those games are objectively bad and try to bring up objectively false information, then there's a problem. book.
No, I don't. I really don't. I have like better things to do with my time than try and enjoy a mediocre shooter like Doom Eternal.
Well, that was the end of that. Fuck you. I'm going back to replaying Resident Evil Village like a third time at this point. So yeah, bye.
Alright, so once again, thanks to Josh for coming on the channel and losing brain cells so that I wouldn't have to. I am really, really sorry about that though, as this dude is quite an individual to endure. I'll link his channel in the description, make sure you go check him out. Anyway, no outro music because I cannot find an outro that I'd want to say right now, so bye-bye.